Greetings and salutations, my little leper gnomes. Welcome back to another episode of iDubbbz Complains. What you are witnessing right now on the sides of my head, some would call baldness. I would call it greatness. You're bald. I'm great. If anyone is looking at this and they're saying that that's gross, or it looks like you got into a fight with a pair of scissors, shut up. It looks like you went to home base with a lawnmower, shut up. It looks like you were canoodling with a scyther. No, you're bullshit. You're bullshit. That's not true. That's not true. Bullshit. I didn't go canoodling with a scyther. I literally didn't do that. And you don't have proof of it. You can show me all the proof that you want, but I literally didn't do that. I'm not on a list. I'm not on a registry. I literally didn't do anything with a scyther. It's not illegal even. It doesn't even matter because it's not even illegal to do anything with a scyther. On today's episode of iDubbbz Complains, we're going to be talking about cars and driving and roads. Everything that sort of encompasses, a modern day automobile. Over the past decade, it's become very popular to shit on cars, roads, and American infrastructure in general. But I don't think we're going to change into like the Netherlands or something like that. If everyone has an idea that America is going to be a bike utopia, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. It would be nice to have more options, more public transport, but I don't think we're anywhere close to that. In today's video, I'm not really advocating for us to transform America. I really just want to complain about all of the aspects of car culture that we've grown up with and that I don't really think we need to accept. This one's really minor, but it always just felt weird to me, the fact that adults in society are really comfortable giving kids licenses at 16 and almost encouraging it. Yeah, you gotta go get your license. You gotta be independent. I don't wanna drive you to school anymore. You gotta drive yourself and your little brother. You gotta drive your little brother to school now. That's a very popular idea, getting your licenses kind of as early as you can. So we're comfortable sending 16-year-olds off in the deathmobiles. But then there's really obscure scenarios chaperones at a school dance to make sure that kids aren't grinding on each other too hard, or just generally how you're treated in school. It feels like daycare. It feels like baby mode. It's I'm not a baby though. I just drove here in my death machine. Why are you treating me like baby? I drive Ford F-150. I can't be baby. I think that's always what it was, is there was a jock type character who he played football and he showed up in his lifted truck, but he was like a little baby. He didn't know why the Scarlet Letter was why that was a thing. He was reading the Scarlet Letter with everyone, but he was so remedial, he needed time after class to learn a little bit more about the Scarlet Letter because he was a little baby. Why are we still learning little baby Scarlet Letter, but we're also driving Ford F-150s? Another aspect of car culture that we can't ignore is our emotions. I think one of the number one emotions in car culture is rage. I think there's a lot of rage. I think we can do a good job of controlling our rage, but I don't really get sad about what's happening on the road. Maybe I'll see a wreck and I'll be like, aw, sucks for them. I'll feel sadness for someone who got pulled over. I'm like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, I think the main emotion is anger, generally. If we're gonna feel anything, it's contentness or it's rage. If I'm being honest with myself, I feel like I have pretty good emotional regulation, but it doesn't matter how good my emotional regulation is. There are days where I've had it up to here. There could be a student driver in front of me, and I'm going to be like, you fucking piece of shit. Do you not know how to drive? Do you not know how to fucking hit the accelerator? There's literally nothing in front of you. There's fucking nothing in front of you. How can you not be moving faster when there's fucking nothing in front of you? What are you? Are you 14 or are you 98? How the fuck can you be messing this up? Sometimes it happens. I think you should be striving to not lose it. While we're on the topic of road rage, I'd like to bring your guys' attention to a clip that has been going viral recently.
They got it all blocked off! The Lloyd Center exit, the Convention Center exit, every motherfucking exit! You bum!
This video, I feel, is a great example of showing you the dangers of road rage and how it can affect your mind. It can make you think that you're like the main character in this world and that other people don't exist and aren't experiencing the same traffic that you're experiencing. He starts to get angry because all of the off-ramps are blocked because there's a parade going on and they can't have cars from the freeway plowing into the parade and killing people. That's what they want to avoid. He seems to not care about that at all, or he, I guess, is actively thinking that they're doing that just to spite him, that they're just, I don't know, pulling a prank, or they're just being difficult. I guess these workers are just being difficult. Like any road rager would do, he puts on Yellow Wolf because you need a good soundtrack before you start committing some felonies. This has actually become a standard practice of mine. When I'm in the car and I'm about to do something a little bit dangerous, like maybe I do an illegal U-turn, you know what I say? I say, Google, play Yellow Wolf.
I'm not the fat man who can come inside and lay you come on. I'm not the shoulder you can come on.
I just
the
ended
one
up
that shot a
here.
massive load. I'm not the road you can come on when you're
can't
looking
pull
for
over.
a
I
quick
can't
come.
pull over.
I ain't no come drive till you drop it on. I ain't nobody's come slut. I ain't the cummy man when you come on my hand, man. Don't shoot it at me.
I recommend you guys watch this video in full if you haven't, because it is super funny and I think it exposes a common type of thinking, which is I'm in too deep. There's no such thing as I'm in too deep. That is a very bad philosophy to have. It's really bad when you're gambling. You don't want to tell yourself, I've gone too far to turn back now. No, you can. There's always a point in which you can turn back. This guy had many points which signaled to him, you should stop now. But then he was like, oh, the cops are here. It's like, well, I've already ran through pylons. I've already ran through people. I may as well run through the cops. Another example of this in too deep philosophy I saw the other day, where it was like a young kid who probably shouldn't have been driving, either borrowed his mom's car and scraped up a car and then made everything much worse by trying to get out of there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. This is my mom's car and I was moving it.
Okay, well, you need to call your mom up here and give me your insurance card. I'm calling the police. What the are you doing?
This shit does not play out. We're not in a movie. We're in the real world. You're not going to be able to escape. I really fucking hate how relatable it is, these scenarios where people are getting themselves in hot water via their cars, because we all have to we've all been encouraged to drive these fucking things. There's a slim chance that you're going to manslaughter someone today, but hop in your vehicle and drive to work, buddy. I don't want there to be a slim chance. And if there is a slim chance, very, very slim, I want us to all be on the hook, collectively. I don't want it to be like, yeah, I just happen to roll unlucky today. I feel like that's such a common thought among people who are driving their cars to and from work. Man, I just fucking zoned out for the last minute of me driving. Someone literally could have just jumped out in front of my car and they would have been dead and I would have been locked up. That is so awesome. What a cool agreement that we've come to. I love that. Another thing that drives me nuts is when it's raining, snowing, windy, foggy, any of these conditions, people act like it's normal to just weather it. Yeah, you gotta get to work. You can't just take the day off because it's raining. It's like, why the fuck not? I should be able to take the day off because it's raining. I drive to work. The conditions aren't good. Don't get me started when it's raining at night. You're expected to drive on a freeway surrounded by a bunch of lunatics that are acting like everything's normal and this is just another Tuesday. It's like, it's not another Tuesday. It's raining and it's nighttime. I'm gonna die. And I really don't care that I have a modern car that has windshield wipers that go to warp speed. That doesn't fucking help. This is still lower visibility than if it's like this. Obviously, I've had more experience with rainy conditions, but the few times I've had experience with snowy or icy conditions, that is like, it's almost game over, it feels like. When you hit an icy thing, you just feel like your stomach drops and you're just like, I'm floating to hell. I'm currently floating to hell. Cool. This is awesome. The other part of the driving culture, or maybe it's an America thing, is the relationship between cars and people. Pedestrians will do this thing where they're like, I'm a pedestrian, I'm immune. And if you hit me, you're in trouble. And I don't like that. You're like not gonna put effort into not allowing yourself to die. Another part of car culture that I don't like, and this might be a stretch, are cops. Like, I don't want to interact with police on a regular basis. I don't think any of us do. Most of us will have that experience via traffic cops. I don't want to be pulled over. I don't want to be lectured. I don't want to have an exchange of words with someone. I don't want to listen to him barking orders at me from his loudspeaker like, take the next exit. How about you get replaced with a fucking speed camera? Like, we're already okay with speed traps, apparently, where you just sit there and you essentially act as a camera. Like, just install a bunch of cameras and fire a bunch of cops. I don't want you around. Just send me a bill in the mail. Maybe send the cop on a trip to Alaska where he can fucking shoot a bear in the head. I don't think car culture and autism really go well together. Because an aspect of autism that I've learned is autistic people, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, are very strict in following rules. They like rules. There's probably a better way to phrase that. I'm not saying that I have autism, but I've had a lot of moments, like when I was learning to drive, where I was maybe being too good with the rules, I guess. Like, I always thought having your hands at 2 and 8, 9 and 2, 3 and 6, whatever the position of your hands being like this, 2 and 10. I very much took that literally. They do mean it literally, but I never took my hands off 2 and 10. If I needed to do a turn, I would go like this to make that turn. And my driving instructor fucking teased me about it. He's like, whoa, you really think you're a race car driver? And I'm like, I can't take my fucking hands off 2 and 10. What are you talking about? I gotta do this. It's 2 and 10. I would stay in the lines a lot, and I think I'm like breaking the law if I'm like if I'm ever out of the lines a bit. I guess I didn't realize how many things were a little bit more flexible. You can do a lot of illegal shit in your car, but generally you can get away with it 99% of the time. I don't like that. I don't like even having that option. I'm like, I want everyone to follow the exact rules so that we can do everything effectively and correct. Another part of car culture that I fucking hate are zipper merges. No one knows how to fucking zipper merge. Everyone sucks ass at it. It pisses me off. No one understands the concept of a line. Kill, kill, kill. I think in closing, you can find epic things about cars. Like, you can think that it's so cool that you have the autonomy to drive around a vehicle that can go up to 200 miles per hour. For me, it feels like the equivalent of something like finding out that there are 4 gyms in your neighborhood that you can go to. It's like, oh my gosh, so much choice. Never mind the fact that you hate working out. You can only go to one of those gyms at a time, and it costs you a lot per month to use that gym. You can look on the bright side and be like, oh, so many options, but in reality, it's kind of like one option and it's not really that fun. It's more of just a requirement to stay healthy. That's gonna have to do it for this video, guys. I have a long list of things that I didn't even get to in this video about car culture, but that was a little taste. Maybe if you guys liked it, we can do a part 2. If you enjoyed this, consider checking out our podcast. I have a podcast where I rant with my wife about all sorts of things. We also have The Hot Seat. If you guys haven't seen The Hot Seat, I don't know what you're waiting on. We did one with Airsoft Fatty ages ago, and this season we've already gone through 3 or 4. The latest one is with Michael Thomas White. So go check that out. Toodles.
I'm not the fat man.
I don't know
you
where
can
I'm
come
at. I
inside
don't know
and
where
lay
I'm
your
at.
come on. I'm not the shoulder you can come on.
I just
the
stayed
one
up
that shot a
here.
massive load. I'm not the road you can come on when you're
can't
looking
pull
for
over.
a
I
quick
can't
come.
pull over.
I ain't no come drive till we drop it on. I ain't nobody's come slut. I ain't the cummy man when you come on my hand, man. Don't shoot it at me.